Alright, so here we have the Astroid Designs FPV frame, and I can try and give you some quick instruction on assembly. The way I would start assembly is with the middle plate, obviously. So I'll start with that and attach the arms first. Trying to make this video as best I can. So with your arms you have the little washers here, or these little flat washers, so make sure you put one of those on the underside of each arm. Okay. And then on the top side of the plate you'll use these custom Delrin pieces that Dylan has cut. Let me see if I can. So those little L-shaped pieces, one goes on every corner, and so the long piece obviously goes in towards the center. Then your bolt just goes into the arm. Just snug them down as tight as you feel, like how much resistance you want for bending. You know, I have mine fairly tight right now. Sometimes I run them a little looser. It's all up to how you feel it should be. So once you get the arms onto that plate, then I would say go ahead and get stick your electronics on here. Mine's going to be a little different than yours. I assume you're using the 200QX electronics, so you'll just cut out your frame piece and stick it on there, or however you feel fit to fix it. And then go ahead and hook up your motors. Before you put the top plate on though, you're going to want to make sure that you've got your bottom plate on, however you want to set up your obviously I've got my receiver under here, little satellite, and my video transmitter. So whatever you want to set up under there. And then that's where those standoffs come in, is for this bottom plate. And Dylan's actually included this little tool. So this little carbon fiber piece is actually a tool that you can use to hold on to the flat spots on this piece. So you can hold these pieces still while you're torquing them down with your Allen wrench. So get those on, tighten them down from your top side first. So yeah, see, look at that, I already discovered a mistake. So before you put your top plate on, go ahead and make sure you get these lower standoffs from the top, because it's kind of hard. You can get these front too, but the angle is a little too much, and the back ones are pretty impossible. So get those on before you put the top plate. Alright, and then you can just put your bottom plate on with the four screws. Once the bottom plate's on, and remember you have your camera plate in there too. If you're using that 600 TVL, I guess it fits right into that and sandwiches it in there. I'm using the little Pico one, so I just kind of wedged it in there. It's not a perfect fit, but it works pretty well. Once the top and the bottom plates are on, you can go ahead and slide this front piece on. And if you'll note, you just put 2 screws on to hold that on. So those screws actually just run, see, they just kind of run along this top plate, and it bites into it enough that this is not coming off. It's a real solid build. But this is the first or the first to come off and the last to go on if you're taking off either the top or the bottom plate. Don't forget to get this piece in there also. This is just your little antenna support. On the top side here is just a very small screw that's very hard to get in, at least for me. Luckily I have some decent screwdrivers, but with a bad screwdriver that's going to be very hard to drive in, I feel. And on the bottom it's just another one of the 1.5mm Allen heads. Okay, so yeah, get that in before you put your bottom plate, make it a little easier. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. You can look at some of the pictures also, or if you have any detailed questions, just let me know. Obviously you just put this plastic piece on and put your motor on, and bolting the motor down will hold that plastic piece there. Your zip ties hold your landing gear on. It wedges into the arm pretty nice all on its own, but the zip ties are nice little added support. And yeah, that's about all I can think of as far as pointers and assembly. So good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.